What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? This is Nikki. And look, we are in CoronaCon. And for those who don't know me, right? Let me start off there because I was about to go in. But for those who don't know me, I'm just a girl from Queens who just happens to love social media and who works with the number one motivational speaker in the world. You may know him, you may not. Name is Eric Thomas. I've worked with people as far as Inky Johnson, Willie Moore Jr., all that great stuff, and just helping their story um, become impactful on social media, right? So now the question that has been going on in the streets lately is if I have a personal brand, if I have a brand, period, like okay, we're in COVID-19. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I see everybody doing everything on social media. And I don't necessarily know exactly what to do for my brand. I have products, I have services, I have all these different things. What am I going to do? Right. So let me break this down as far as what we need and then what you should do. Right. What we need as far as for you as a brand, as far as for you who has the product and the service, or for you who is inspiring to have a brand, right? I need you first to have a heart. Okay. I need you to understand that the world is going through COVID-19. And so, though your product and your service may be fire, right? I want you to think, is it an essential in our lives right now? And we clearly know what are essentials lately because everything else is closed if you are not an essential, right? So is my brand something that is needed at this moment? Not that you can persuade people that it's needed, but is it needed? Right? Like seriously, like would you need it at this moment? Right? If that is a no, right? What I want you to do is figure out how to add value on your social media. What can you give away? Right? Shout out to Dave because he did this whole virtual event for free because he sees the climate, right? He saw, look, people just need information. People, there's three things people need on social media. Let's break that down first. There's three things, right? Education, motivation, and entertainment. Okay. And so Dave's all, look, let me fill the information realm. Let me give the people information so they know what to do during this time. So they feel as if they could level up, right? So during this time for your social media, what can you do to give any kind of information away, give any kind of entertainment away, give any kind of motivation away, right? Another great example of giving things away and that has been hitting headlines, all our social medias, you've probably joined into it, is DJ D Nice, right? And I want to break that down for people who don't really understand the thought process of why he's doing what he's doing, right? First and foremost, DJ D Nice and any DJ makes majority of their money going to parties, events, DJing it in person, right? Clearly with COVID-19, he can't go nowhere. Any DJ can't go anywhere, right? So what did he do? He made a shift real quick and was like, you know what? Let me add value. Let me go on Instagram Live every single day and let me just DJ for hours, which got the attention of people like Missy Elliott, Kevin Hart, Michelle Obama, right? So many different people, Diddy, Ellen, all these different things, right? Now, that's the value part, right? He gave away what he would normally do for free, well, for a fee. He is doing it now for free on social media, right? But don't think that that was just for nothing. Now he's more on demand. Now his followers went up. Now his price went up. He's being featured on things that he never was featured before. Granted, he is a very legendary DJ, right? He's a very legendary DJ, but he didn't have his name spoken so much before than right now. Why? Because he gave the people what we needed. We needed to get our minds off of reality and needed to just feel as if we were a part of something. DJ D Nice made us feel as we were part of a party, right? So by him doing that on a consistent basis, just adding value during this whole COVID-19, right? What did he do? His price went up. Like I said, his followers went up, all because he added value. Doesn't mean that after this, he's not going to charge anybody, right? But during this time, he knows, yo, I need to have a heart and I need to be there for the people. I need to be there for people who rock with me. He only did it at first for people who follow him. Yo, we gonna party out. Like we here, we're stuck in the crib. We just gonna do this. And if you want to join in, cool. Like give me your request, all that great stuff, right? He just did it out of the kindness of his heart. So I flip that on you. Before I give another example, I flip that on you and make you think like, yo, out of my brand, what can I give away that doesn't really cost me anything? Doesn't really, I'm stuck in the house anyways. What can I do? Let's stop thinking what's going to pay the bills and how can I serve the people? Because people who are serving the people, who are there for the people, are winning, right? I'm gonna use another example as far as, and if you haven't noticed, I'm a big hip hop fan, right? All these different battles that are happening, right? From Timberland and Swiss Beats to Neo to The Dream to Sean Garrett to all these different people. We have RZA and DJ Premier coming up this weekend, right? These are high class like producers and songwriters, right? Who normally wouldn't be doing this, okay? Normally wouldn't be doing this. They wouldn't be battling. They wouldn't be going on live doing any of this. But they see, yo, we're in a pandemic. Let's do this for the people. Let's do this for the culture, right? And mind you, there is always a strategy behind this. Yo, now you're being taught what their skills are, how many hits they actually have. So when somebody does approach them, yo, I need a beat. Yo, I need a song. Yo, I need this kind of production. Bet my price just went up because the exposure, right? When you're serving the people, there's a strategy behind it. It's about exposure as well. So granted, yes, I want you to have a heart. I want you to give something away that is not going to cost you anything, right? But your time. There was a point of time where you didn't even know how to price your stuff. You didn't even know how to structure your brand, right? I actually want you guys to go back to that time and just do it for the love. You should be, first off, you should be in a brand that you love what you do anyways. So if you got paid for it, cool. If you don't, cool, but you would do it anyways, right? But during this time, during COVID-19, right? I want you to go and remember how much you love what you do and give it away with understanding that this is going to give you exposure, with the understanding that you can strategize by being present at this time. You are creating a long relationship, okay? Social media is about relationships. It's not about you, it's about relationships. Think back when we joined social media. We wanted to see how our friends and families was doing, right? But then we switched it into, I have a brand, I have a product, I have a service. Let me advertise, pay for ads, do this, join these groups. The people who are winning on social media are remembering that it's about relationships. Okay. They're remembering that I have to actually connect with my followers and my tribe, my clients. I actually have to talk to them. I actually have to provide value to them, right? And those people who understand that are winning. They have a core following. If you look at Eric Thomas, he has a core following. Shout out to him. He just got featured on ESPN for what he's been doing, which is giving out motivational videos every single morning. Every single morning. So when people are down and out during this time, what can they do? They can go on page right now and they can get motivation, which is something that they need, right? So I want you to think, how do I create relationships during this time? Because in a relationship, you need to be present, right? Whether it's highs or lows. COVID-19 is a low. So if you are present in your followers' lives at this moment, in your future followers' lives, right? Through your content, through the value that you add, right? What do you think is going to happen? When this is all done, because this will pass. When this is all done, boom. Yo, I need to go and purchase whatever they're selling. I need to be involved with whatever they're doing, because during this time, I knew I can go to this brand's page. I can go to this person's page, and it's always going to be entertaining, educational, or motivational of some sort of what I need at this moment. You are creating relationships at this moment. You are providing a service of value, not your service that would pay your bills and all that great stuff, but you are providing a service of value that people need at this moment. Now, what I am saying for social media is that you can do indirect sales. Our bills don't, understand this, our bills do not go away, right? So I'm not saying shut down all sales. I'm not saying shut down anything, right? I'm saying be very strategic. Bring the relationship part first. Bring the value part, because when they invest their time into you, later down the line, they're going to invest their money. So if you give something away for free and you direct them and you level them up, right? Because your content, whatever it is, should be leveling up people, should be taking them outside of the reality that it is, right? And so when that does that, people are going to want to know more. Yo, how can I be involved? Especially if it's a low bearing cost at this moment, they're going to buy, right? Because they got the value first. You didn't come off with the, hey, buy this, you're going to need this for COVID-19. Buy this, you're going to need this. And it's really not something that they necessarily need. But you go off as, look, I'm going to go do this whole conference and bring all these people. And look, if you want to stay involved in the community, if you want to be a part of what I'm doing, hey, look, we have a community. It's about umpteen many prices, whatever your price is. It's your choice, but I just appreciate that you even came to this event. I appreciate that you even came to this live. I appreciate that you joined this free course, right? But this resource is available for you. This product is available for you. This service is available for you. And because of the value that you add, because you showed your heart first, right? They're going to be like, yo, let me look into it. Let me see what this is about. And if you have your ducks in a row, they could possibly pay for it. They could possibly buy at this moment, regardless of what's happening. Because it's not necessarily about what everybody needs at this moment. If you are adding value, they're going to find a reason to buy, right? So I want you to start with value at first. I want you to start with relationships at first. But let's be real. We do have businesses to run. We do have products and services that still need to be pushed out. This does delay it a bit. I'm not going to lie. It does delay it a bit. You know, the real life bills cannot be paid for, right? Real life bills, like insurances are getting pushed back. People's rents are getting pushed back, mortgages, all that great stuff. This is just a real life situation that we're in. So that's why I'm saying lead with value first. Make sure that your social media, your content is of value. Now, understand, value and putting out content doesn't only mean videos. Okay. So I'm going to relieve some people. I'm going to take this pressure off some people, right? There is two types of people that we have, right? Two types. You're either an introvert or you're an extrovert. And you're either talking to introverts or you're talking to extroverts, right? I don't want you to think that you're talking to millions and millions of types of people, because that's going to overwhelm you. There's millions and millions of types of content, because that's going to overwhelm you. I want you to think of it, identify yourself as either, am I an introvert or am I an extrovert? Okay. And does my social media reflect who I am, just starting right there? Okay. So, meaning, if I am an introvert, right? Which low key, I think I'm an introvert, but that's neither here nor there, right? If I am an introvert, right? My social media should really show maybe different blog articles that I wrote, pictures with text overlays, pictures, audio waves. And for those people, side note, for those people who have a podcast or who have a bunch of audio notes and don't necessarily want to be on video, go to headliner.app or just Google headliner.app, and it creates free audio wave videos for you, right? So those videos that you see of audio lines going this way every single time somebody talks, headliner.app does that for free. I think you could do about like 10 of those for free a month. It's great, right? So back to what I was saying. If I'm an introvert, articles, you should see articles. You should see the headliner.app, the audio waves. You should see pictures. You should see text overlays. Everything that shows my talent, right? If I'm an artist, if I'm an introvert that's an artist, you're seeing different parts of what I draw or what I paint, right? As the talent. Let me point this out. Your skills, talent, experiences is what should be showcased, not necessarily you. Okay? Let me repeat that. Your skills, right? Your talents and your experiences should be the thing that is being showcased on your social media, not necessarily you. If you are an introvert, okay? So if I am an introvert, I should be seeing these particular things. So my content, when I'm giving value, should be in a format that I feel comfortable in. So I have to understand myself first, right? And I have to understand, how can I express myself as an introvert? I don't want to necessarily be in front of the camera. Okay, so don't be in front of the camera. That's okay. There are plenty of introverts that are not in front of the camera. Their skill is in front of the camera, right? Their talent is in front of the camera. Their experience is in front of the camera, not necessarily them, right? So let me free people up as far as, no, regardless of the industry that you're in, no, you don't have to be live. No, you don't have to do videos, right? As far as you in front of the camera, you just have to find the means of how your talent, your skills, and your experiences can be a video, right? So that sometimes takes a bit of creativity, right? That sometimes maybe a slideshow, right? Those 3D photos, right? GIFs or GIFs, however you want to pronounce it. There's so many different ways for things to be videos that doesn't necessarily require you, right? Now for my extroverts, right? If you are an extrovert, your profile should show that you are an extrovert. So we may see a little bit more of you, right? You may need to do more lives, right? During this time. You may need to do a video series, whether on YouTube, whether on IGTV, whether on Facebook Watch, right? You may need to do a bit more pictures. You need to do a little bit more storytelling. Don't do the opposite of what you are, regardless of the industry that you're in. Okay. So if you are an extrovert, don't try to play the role of an introvert. Don't try to write all these blogs, these emails, everything. That's not what you naturally can do. Okay. On social media, you're going to have to be different. And the way to be different on social media, especially during this time, is looking at your competition. What industry are you in? Who are the top competitors? Who are the top influencers? Right? I don't necessarily think there's any true competitors because I don't think that we're in competition with anybody. I don't think anybody could do what we do. So, and that's not saying it as a flex. I think everybody has a unique skill that other people can't do. So it's not really a competition. It's just people who have been influencers a bit longer or have started faster than us. Okay. So who are the top influencers? Who are the top players in our industry on social media? What are they doing? What are they not doing? Okay. Figuring out what they're not doing. That's the key part. Understand what they're doing, but what are they not doing? All right. And what can you do out of those gaps? What they're not doing, what can you do naturally? Okay. And we're talking about social media, but we could also be just talking about your niche. But I really want to get into the social media part, right? On social media, in your industry, who are the top influencers? You should know at least about 5 of them, at least about 5, because you should have at least 5 gaps to pick from, and pick one that you can do naturally, because that's what's not being done on social media. That's what is missing in the industry. That's what's missing on social media, is for you to fill in that gap. And I say what you can do naturally, not the one that can make the most money, not the one that's going to get the most views, not the one that's going to get the most engagement and all that great stuff. The one thing that you can do naturally, because when you can do it naturally, when you could do it with your eyes closed, you can speak on it at any time, you could do it at any time, that means you're going to be the most consistent. Consistency is key for growing a social media. Consistency is key for growing a tribe during this time. And some of us struggle with consistency on social media because we're doing things that does not come natural to us. We're doing things that doesn't make sense, that we see that other people are doing and it's working for them. So I need to do it. I need to write a blog because somebody else made 6 figures on that. I need to start a YouTube channel because somebody else made 6 figures on that. I need to do a podcast because people are making a lot of money on podcasts. But is it something you can naturally do? Like, truly. It has to start with what you can naturally do first. It has to do with something that you feel comfortable with first, because you want to do it every single day. There is going to be a point in your brand that you're going to have to push yourself, but you don't necessarily have to start uncomfortable. You don't necessarily have to start just doing something that doesn't come natural to you, because you're never going to be consistent, and you're always going to see a lot more lows than highs, because that's not truly you. Some of you are trying to be speakers and you're not speakers. Some of you are trying to be authors and you're not meant to be an author at this moment. Now, granted, we all evolve. I'm not saying you will never. I'm saying you have to start with what makes you comfortable. So look at what's happening in social media right now. Look at what is being done and what isn't being done, and do what's not being done. Do what is not being done that you could do naturally. There is not a secret formula. There's not things that are saying, okay, step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. Social media has no rules. Social media doesn't have a book of what you can and can't do. But what we can figure out is what do humans really need at this point? What is not being done during this point? Do what people are not doing, right? If everybody is doing, let's just say everybody was going on live and I don't know, drawing. Let's just say that. Regardless if you're a drawer or not, I don't really care, right? Let's just say everybody was like, yo, at 9 o'clock, I'm gonna draw my routine. I'm gonna draw my family. Let's just say that, right? Okay, if everybody's doing that, why don't I just talk to you? Everybody's drawing. Let me just talk to you. No one's just talking to you. Let me try that, right? Do what people are not doing. And stop feeling overwhelmed on social media, right? Understand, yes, we're all on it right now. All our attentions are on it right now. Like, there's no reason for somebody to be like, how do I get the attention of people? You have it. Unfortunately, due to this time, like, this is what it is, right? We're all on our phones, which is great for personal brands, which is great for brands, period, right? Unfortunate for why, but this is the best time to start something, right? This is the best time to try out anything, right? So what I want you to do, and let me slow it down because I know I'm getting hyped, so I apologize, especially for those people that don't know me. Let me apologize, right? But I want you to first take off the expectation, this high bar that you have for social media right now. Okay? There are people who are taking these Zoom calls. There are people who are taking every video conference and putting it on YouTube and putting it on IGTV, putting it up on Facebook Watch and calling it a legit series and making money off of it. This is not the greatest quality, but this is what we have right now. Use what you have at this moment. There's no rules. Remember, there's no rules to social media. You put the bar so high of what it's supposed to look like. You thought it was supposed to go a certain kind of way. No one told you it was supposed to go that way. No one said, there's no laws on social media. Social media is a platform for you to be who you truly are. And people are going to accept you or they're not going to accept you. And that's perfectly fine. We were not made for everybody. Okay? We were not made, like, understand, just as human beings, we were not made for everybody. Okay? As just how we were born. Like, and be realistic. Are we in a relationship with everybody? No, we're not made for everybody. So it's the same thing with social media. Not everybody's going to like us. And that's okay. Because the people who do like us really rock with us. Like, they look forward to what we have to drop. They look forward to our comments. They look forward to our communications. But it's because we're meant for a specific audience. Does our message reach the world? Possibly it can. It can reach millions and millions of people. But we have to take the numbers out of our head first and understand that we're not made for everybody. We have to understand that we are for a specific group of people and that our message will get out to the world, but we are here to impact a certain group of people, right? We're not here to impact every single person on this earth. We're meant for a certain group of people. And for those people who don't know who they need to impact, let's just start with who they are. For me, I say I'm an extrovert, right? And so I had to start with extroverts. I'm here to impact extroverts that need to build personal brands. What came as I started doing my brand was that I realized that a lot of introverts resonated with what I was saying. They understood and they were applying what I was saying, right? And so once you start and what you think your audience is, it will evolve. And so now I'm for introverts and extroverts, for who want to grow a personal brand, who want to take social media and use it to impact and be influential in people's lives. But I had to start with who I was, which is an extrovert. I had to start with speaking to other extroverts, with using my experience, with what I naturally do. When I helped with E, he is an extrovert as well. And I had to understand that, you know what? People want to see his energy. People want to see him speak about motivation and inspiration and get that amazing vibe early in the morning and sometimes late at night. I had to understand that though he first started with the underdogs, he now speaks to the whole world who needs motivation during a pandemic. It evolves, but it always starts with a specific group. But you only know that group when you start. So kind of wrap things up, right? And it sucks that I can't see who's asking questions and everything like that. Let me see if I can. But I want you, when it comes to this whole pandemic, when it comes to understanding, you know what? I have to start on my social media. I have to continue on my social media, or I have to double down on my social media, right? To wrap it all the way up, it needs to start with value. Well, let me scratch that. It needs to start with knowing who you are and what you can do naturally on social media. And when you figure that out, add the value to people during this time, right? And just go straight in with value, whether it's through videos, whether it's through photos, whether it's through audio, and whether it's through written with blogs and emails and things like that. Figuring out what content you feel comfortable doing and going all in on that in a value sense, right? Build that tribe. Concentrate on adding value and building a tribe during this time. This is the perfect time to do it. This is absolutely the perfect time to do it, right? And then set it up to whether after a certain period of time or after this pandemic is done, that you set them up to a next level that you may be able to monetize if you are ready for that level. There's no pressure. I'm not saying everybody has to monetize after this. I'm saying if you are at that level, because everybody's at different levels with their brands, right? If you are at that level, I want you to set yourself up for where are you taking them next after this pandemic, or where are you taking them next after you add a certain amount of value, that they're going to feel accepted, that they're going to feel valued, that they're going to feel as if they leveled up, right? Where are they going? And thinking, what am I going to offer them? Am I going to offer them a paid series, a paid course, a paid product, service? What am I doing? But this is the best time. This is the best time to be a personal brand. This is the best time to be online, creating a name for yourself and building a tribe that are going to stick with you after this pandemic. So that's all I got today. Sucks that I can't really see what's going on and everything like that, but that's all I got. It's been an honor to just talk to you guys during this lovely hour. I wish I could see who has questions, but it's all good. But if anything, if you need me, if you need me, I don't have no services, nothing like that I'm trying to offer. I just want you to follow me on Instagram, right? This is Nicky's. This is Nicky's, Nicky with an S, just like it says on the screen, Nicky with an S, right? I go live 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. Well, 9:30 lately, because everybody's trying to go live. This is crazy, right? But around 9:30 Monday through Friday, come holler at me. Come check me out. That's all I ask, right? If you liked what you heard. If you don't, it was a pleasure. And that's all I got today. So if you need me, come holler at me. But if not,